In Swahili, they say mwenye hana asemaki. It means whoever who doesn't have something shouldn't be complaining. So if you're going to be using somebody else's pen, you can't complain that the pen is not as nice as you would want it to be. If you're going to be sleeping at somebody else's house, you can't complain that the bed is not soft enough for your liking. If you're going to be eating of their food, since you don't have a house or a place to stay, you can't complain saying there's not enough salt because it's not your food, or else get the hell out. Go get your own things. Well, crazy stuff, fellas. Looks like people, I mean, you can't be lacking big pieces of bread and soft, warm bread in a house that doesn't belong to you. Like, we had breakfast, but the bread wasn't nice. You crazy? Are you crazy? Well, fellas, like I said earlier, the United States of America has just blocked $50 million worth of condoms going to Mozambique. Crazy stuff. Damn, $50 million. Man, in Mozambique, how do you do it in Mozambique? $50 million? Well, this is crazy stuff because there was a discussion between Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the press. And the billionaire Elon Musk backtracked on Tuesday on the claim that the US has been intending to send $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza Strip. Why Gaza?
We identified and stopped $50 million being sent to Gaza to buy condoms for Hamas. 50 million.
You know, America doesn't like Gaza. They don't like Palestinians. So initially they thought the condoms were going to Gaza. So Elon Musk said, we're not sending no condoms to Gaza for the Palestinian and Hamas to use them. I didn't know that people in that side of the world use condoms. I mean, they're supposed to be religious, right? I mean, when you're religious, you don't do that stuff. Like, why would you? Isn't that haram? I'm just asking. So Elon Musk corrected himself after he learned that the condoms were not going to Hamas. The condoms were going to Mozambique. $50 million. So he says, first of all, some of the things that I say could be incorrect and should be corrected.
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected.
Well, I'm very glad. Do you hear that? Elon Musk say, first of all, some of the things I could say could be incorrect and need to be corrected. That's amazing that a person like Elon Musk can correct himself officially and say, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Let's correct it. But you don't want to correct yourself. You don't like that. When you're wrong, you just go quiet. Sometimes you think negatively about somebody. You have a projection. You already think he's a drug dealer just because he's Nigerian. Must be a drug dealer. You know, because he's Zimbabwean, he must be an illegal or something. Because he's from Lesotho, he must be some illegal underminers or something. But later on, when you find out it's actually an engineer, you go like, oh, okay. You don't say nothing. Well, you should be able to say, hey, sorry, I thought you were some kind of a dodgy guy. My bad. I read it wrong. People are unable to do that. But Elon Musk say, hey, I did wrong. What I said was not correct. The condoms were not going to Hamas in Gaza. The condoms were going to the Mozambicans. So I'm sorry about that. We will make mistakes and we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. I mean, by just listening to that, doesn't that teach you immediately why this guy is such a great businessman? He understands mistakes and he understands that you can correct mistakes. It's amazing. I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms anyway. So my brothers from Mozambique, sorry. Initially he said, I'm sorry, it wasn't going to Hamas, it was going to Mozambique. But then he says, I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere. Frankly, I'm not sure of that. And even Trump agrees with him. If it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, okay, that's not as bad. But why are we doing that?
So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. You know, if it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
So Mozambique, don't you make your own condoms? I'm just asking. Do you need America to send you condoms? I mean, this is crazy. Let me remind you, fellas, Africa doesn't produce a thing. I'm sorry, at the scale of the world. I know some countries here have some one or two things. Africa produces nothing. In some countries in Africa, even matches have to be imported. Toilet paper have to be imported. Bottles have to be imported. Underwear, serviette, soap, deodorant have to be imported. I mean, it's 2025. Condoms have to be imported. But you sexually active, extremely active. Mozambique is one of the most affected countries by HIV in the world. Yes, Mozambicans are very active. About 12.5% of Mozambicans have HIV, and most of them between 15 and 24 years old. So they're very active into that Portuguese song, pushing into each other, waiting for Donald Trump to send the condoms. Now that they won't send the condoms, what are you going to do? Are you going to go skin on skin, or are you just going to... Now that Trump won't be sending the $50 million worth of condoms, what are you going to do? Are you going to use plastic bags or maybe socks? You know, like baby socks or something. And a lot of Vaseline. So this is basically, fellas, with the mission of America to cut the aids that they deem unnecessary. Because some of the aids you listen to, it's just crazy stuff. So basically, America sends aids all over the world, mostly African nations, receive a lot of money, millions of dollars, between $150 million to $500 million a year. Every single country in Africa receives aid from America. And that is crazy. And the bottom line is, America is complaining because the help they're sending to Africa is not really reaching the people that's supposed to be helped. The money they're sending to Africa is actually being used in administrative overhead. Musk believes that a significant portion of USAID's budget goes toward administrative costs, such as salary, office space, operation expenses, rather than directly benefiting those in need. That is true. You see people that work for these NGOs drive big cars, they rent big houses. In the meantime, the money is supposed to be helping people on the ground, and it's not doing that. So let's watch very quickly what Musk is complaining about. This is Representative Nancy May. Listen to what she has to say.
Today, I'm going to expose some of the initiatives USAID has funded over the years and ask each of you a yes or no question. If you believe these expenditures of American taxpayer dollars put America first. So it'll be yes or no. USAID awarded $2 million to strengthen trans-led organizations to deliver gender-affirming health care in Guatemala. So to each of you this morning, does this advance the interests of American citizens paying for trannies in Guatemala to the tune of $2 million? Yes or no? Governor?
No. I have no position.
Of course you don't. Okay, USAID awarded over $750,000 to fund alleviating loneliness among migrant garment workers in India. Does this advance America's interests, Governor?
No.
Alleviate loneliness amongst illegal immigrants. Crazy stuff. How do you alleviate loneliness? You bring somebody from another sex, right? Are you listening to alleviate loneliness? I mean, some of these things are very simple. They just create words like alleviate loneliness. How do you alleviate loneliness of men?
I have no position.
USAID awarded $1.5 million for providing a gender-sensitive response to migration at the Venezuelan border. Does this advance America's interests, Governor?
It's crazy stuff.
No. I have no position.
This is how they spend money, you know. They create all these stuff. They create all these things, issues, so they can spend the money for themselves.
Does this advance the interest? Okay, so USAID awarded $4.3 million on October 1st, 2023 to a group to fund comprehensive health services for men having sex with other men in South Africa. Does this advance the interests of American citizens, Governor?
No.
No.
What? What did she say? Let me repeat that one more time.
Does this advance the interest? Okay, so USAID awarded $4.3 million on October 1st, 2023 to a group to fund comprehensive health services for
$4.3 million to a group to fund comprehensive health service for men who do that with other men. So what does that mean? To help men who get hurt doing that with other men get fixed, right? $4.3 million to fund comprehensive health service for men who have that thing with other men. So when you have an issue or it went wrong side, broke something, then you can get treated.
men having sex with other men in South Africa.
In South Africa. Why does South Africa need that? Why does South Africa need that? That's the problem, fellas. Africa has a long way to go. We need to find a level of freedom. You know, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can be clothless with anybody that you want. Nobody can stop you from doing that. But you must be responsible to make the right choices. I mean, now Mozambicans have to use socks, like baby socks, or they're gonna go nyama to nyama. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to make the right decisions. Or maybe perhaps it's a good opportunity for you because some people believe that condoms are the reason why you're reckless. You know. And many people believe the only reason why many people wear condoms is just because they're scared of HIV. It's not, yeah. They don't understand the syphilis, chlamydia, and a battery of other STIs. For most people, especially men, the reason why they wear condoms is because they're scared of HIV, because for them that is incurable. Now, also the absence of condom, wouldn't it bring back the mentality where you actually need to marry somebody, go through a battery of testing before you start doing anything? Maybe that's a good cause. I mean, if not, condoms have brought nothing but less fear of doing things with random people, right? Okay, now let me know how you feel about this. South Africa also profiting $4.3 million from men doing that with other men. So if they have issues with health, they can treat them. Insane. So initially, $50 million worth of condom was supposed to be sent to Mozambique. It's not going to be going anymore. Make your own condoms or use plastic bags or maybe socks from the babies. God bless.